Welcome to the first episode of 3 Pints of Purple, where I take 2 albums and 3 cans of beer, or cider in this case, and I'm going to drink my way over time through the Deep Purple catalog, 2 albums at a time. So today I'm going to listen to Shades of Deep Purple and the Book of Taliesyn, the first 2 records, and I have 3 ciders here, 2 strawberry blossoms, and 1 hopped up. These are made just down the street from here at Chainyard Cidery, and it's really, really good stuff. However, this is going to be rough because, these are 6.8% cider, and you're drinking 3 of them in, 40 minutes? Well, under 2 hours. It's a lot. Over the years, more recently I've picked up, this is like a record store day released mono white vinyl version of the Book of Taliesyn, and an official release, purple vinyl of Shades of Deep Purple. And outside of the Ian Gillan stuff, Mark I is my favorite Purple era. I wish they would remix certainly the first 2 albums and like dial back the heavy reverb and the psychedelic effects. Just tighten it up a little bit. That would be pretty interesting to me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to these. And so what I'm going to do is go have Strawberry Blossom with Shades of Deep Purple. I'll come back and talk about that a little bit. Then I'll have a Hopped Up and the Book of Taliesyn. And then I'll come back and talk about that. And after I talk about both albums, I'll go have a Strawberry Blossom and then come back and just talk about the overall experience. Talk to you soon. All right, so I am back after listening to Shades of Deep Purple. And like I said, it had been a couple of years since I listened to that, and I had forgotten how much I enjoy this record. In the end, I think the thing that keeps me from listening to it more often is the production. It's the reverb. The heavy reverb, to me, is off-putting. And then there were a couple of things that just didn't sound good, at least in this pressing. Love Help Me. There are some bits in there that just, I don't know, from an engineering perspective, like I'm some sort of audio expert, but to me it just sounded poorly recorded, but it could be the mixing. In any case, yeah, so many good songs, like And the Address, of course, which was also the last song on Whoosh. Hush, my God. One More Rainy Day, that's just beautiful. Happiness, I'm So Glad. Mandrake Root. Help, what a great cover of Help that is. And Hey Joe. Love Help Me, to me, is kind of like the weak track on the album. It's a little bit Beach Boys or something. It's not that there's anything wrong with the Beach Boys, but that's not what I want from Purple. It just sounded of its time, I guess. Not even Beach Boys. That'd be amazing, but it just wasn't up to par, I don't think, with the rest of the songs on the album. But thoroughly enjoyed that record. I guess if I had to give it I can't even grade that. I'm not going to do that in this series. But okay, so this is really good. I've had my cider, the Hopped Up, chilling in the freezer. So what I'm going to go do now is play this and listen to this record, and then I'll report back. In the meantime, too, I also have some food heating up in the oven because I could see this going terribly wrong unless I eat at some point. So, talk to you soon. Okay, so I just listened to the Book of Taliesyn, and I gotta say, having done this little exercise, I've sort of had to do a reassessment because I'll talk more about this after my next drink. But I think that this is better than Shades of Deep Purple. Really enjoy this. Overall, it sounds better, at least this pressing. It's funny, this picture, I could have sworn I saw a video years ago from the CBC. I think it was like a documentary that was shot here in Canada somewhere. Maybe they went to England, but it may have been on their Canada tour at the time. But that's never come to light. If there's this mini documentary out there in the CBC archives of Deep Purple in this era, it should be out. But yeah, I like the packaging on this. But yeah, this is really good. Listen, learn, read on. Oh man. The only thing is the reverb on the vocals. It's terrible. It's terrible. And so if I were to do a remix of that reverb would have to be, I don't know how baked in it is, but you'd have to reduce that. Ring That Neck. Oh, I mean, what a great song. Kentucky Woman. Exposition, we could work it out. Beethoven, man, that's great. Fucking Beethoven, man. Shield and Anthem. Those are great. I mean, before I forget here, River Deep Mountain High. I would say this is definitely the weak link on this album, and to me, this is one of the worst Purple songs on any Deep Purple album. Well, it's not a Deep Purple song, but one of the worst songs on any Purple album. Like, I know they're trying to be Vanilla Fudge at this point, and it's one thing to try to be a couple things. It's one thing, Vanilla Fudge were able to do the Supremes, right? And you can out-rock Diana Ross, but it's kind of hard to out-rock Tina Turner. I mean, come on. Also, the lyrics in this are it's kind of creepy to hear a dude sing it. Like, beyond creepy. It's just weird. And then the production, it's got this long psychedelic mess that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like that song at all. But the rest of them are really great. And I'm thinking like Shield and Anthem, Ring That Neck. You couple that with some of the stuff that they later did on their third album, which I'll get to in the next, 3 Pints of Purple. But they had some really interesting prog stuff. I also noticed in this was that Nick Simper and Rod Evans, and this is, of course, knowing what happened afterwards, but they are definitely more of their time, their styles. Nick Simper's a great bass player, but he could not have gone in the direction that they ended up going in. And Rod Evans, a great voice, and I love what he, like Captain Beyond is great, especially the second album. I love that. But they could not have become the 70s band, I don't think, with those two guys in it, because they're definitely more 60s sounding, at least on these records. Yeah, so I really enjoy this. And so what I'm going to go do now is eat. And I got the Hand Pie Company from Prince Edward Island. My wife is from there, and anyway, I love PEI, and it's good fucking chicken pot pie and a pastry. Like, this is exactly what I need. Yeah, so I'm gonna go have another drink, eat my pie, and think of these two albums, and I'll report back shortly. Okay, so I am back. And I've been thinking about these two albums quite a bit, and I gotta say, they're both quite enjoyable. But I really do prefer the Book of Taliesyn over Shades of Deep Purple. The production, I think it does come down to the production in Shades of Deep Purple, which is quite a bit more reverby. You still have some of that on the Book of Taliesyn, but overall, I find it sounds better. The songs are a little tighter and it's a little bit more focused. But you have to remember, too, these albums were recorded, well, this was recorded, I think, in 3 days, and this was in under a week, 3 months apart in 1968. Like, come on. I think of the two albums, That's a tough one. Shield and Anthem, and maybe, oh, we got the album here. Hush. Hush. And maybe, Mandrake Root. Those are my four favorite off the two albums. So let's just put this away here. Yeah, so that's what that is. Oh, FYI, the hand pie was really tasty. Burned my lips a little bit. Didn't let it cool enough. Remember that if you're cooking like a hand pie and it's like chicken pot pie, you gotta let it like I let it cool for 10, 15 minutes, but it was still quite hot. So what am I gonna do now? I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna show you a record here that I'm gonna listen to that just sprung to mind. It has nothing to do with this. I'm gonna go listen to some Roxy music. I love this album. I love early Roxy music. It's so good. Right up. Oh, I have their first 5 or 6 albums, and that's great. I could never get into the. I like the art rock stuff versus the art pop stuff, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I'm gonna listen to this. And then when I was digging this out, I thought of my favorite album cover from the last year, and it's Linda Thompson, best album cover of 2024. God, I hope it didn't come out in 2023. So this wraps up the first 3 pints of purple. And let me know if you like it, if there's anything you'd like me to do differently, and I'll see if I can incorporate it. So I hope you have a really great day. Take care.